Good morning everyone, we are the psychology team from the University of Salford. We are going to inform a children's service for the hospital authority for the children who suffer from the developmental dyslexia. I'm Kai Chow.
I'm Ming Kwok.
I'm Stella Lam.
I'm Manfred Lee.
I'm Mark Tang.
Here is the outline of our presentation. Firstly, we will talk about the background information about developmental dyslexia. Then, the rationale is about the reason of our direction in Hong Kong based on the statistic and literature evidence. Third, two frameworks will be counted in the current presentation. That leads to the two interventions. Then, the support plan ends to show how two interventions are arranged in the surface. First of all, I would like to share some background information of dyslexia. Generally, dyslexia can be defined as the inability to read effortlessly or with understanding. Also, the British Psychological Society Working Group published the definition that dyslexia is evident when accurate and fluent word reading and spelling develop very incompletely with great difficulty, which points out that the problem of word learning is several and persistent despite learning opportunity. As more and more evidence of research, the neurological base of dyslexia are now well established. Some of the definitions are based on neurological aspects, such as International Dyslexia Association and British Dyslexia Association. Both of them define dyslexia is neurologically based condition and describe it does affect many areas of learning, which include reading, writing, and spelling, etc. Then I would like to talk about the difficulty of dyslexia. There are two main difficulties, which is reading and writing. The writing difficulty including interruptible spelling problem, which means they would be difficult to spell the word. Also, confusion of small word, awkward handwriting, and slow writing speed. Also, there are some reading difficulty. For example, slow reading speed, inaccurate reading, frequent loss of the place when reading, and also the inability to skim through or scan over reading matter. And there are some helping group in Hong Kong. This is the Hong Kong Association for Specific Learning Disabilities, and in short form is HKASLD, which aims to facilitate self-help and mutual help among parents in order to better assist each other in solving problem when they face the children with special learning disorder. And this is the rehab clinic in Hong Kong Polytechnic University, and it provides some intervention for the dyslexia children. For example, visual perceptual training, sensory integration, training on fine motor accuracy, mastery of keyboard typing. And now I will pass to Mark Tam to present the rationale.
Ming has shown some reference support for special needs students in Hong Kong. Now, let me show you some reference statistics in Hong Kong. The table shows the allowance of students with specific learning disorder in mainstream primary school from 2013 to 2016. Let me use the newest data as an example. The amount of identified primary students with specific learning disorder in 2015 to 2016 school years is 1,800. They own 2.9% of the total students in mainstream primary school. Furthermore, identification in the same group showed that most students with identified in grade 2 to 3, which are around age 7 to 8. So there are 2 points need to be concerned. One is the insufficiency of support for children with dyslexia in Hong Kong. According to a study published by the University of Hong Kong in 2007, about 10% of the students in Hong Kong have varying degrees of dyslexia. There were significant differences between the actual number and the prevalence rate under scientific research. Trend courses indicate that for all children with specific educational need, it often takes 1 to 2 years from the first screening to educational psychologist assessment. The other point is the need of early intervention. Some studies suggest early identification and comprehensive and intense reading instruction will provide a kindergarten to grade 1 children can let them acquire at least grade level reading skills. Ho also mentioned the importance of early intervention and application by indicating that early acquisition of basic reading skills is a critical foundation for the development of reading competence at a later age. Actually, there are studies suggest that children's performance at preschool age can significantly predict their latent difficulty. Considering the given points, identification and intervention in grade 2 to 3 are quite needed. Therefore, we think early intervention can be provided for at-risk children. Based on the reasons mentioned, our first target will be 5 to 7 years old children. In the intervention on this stage, we focus on the recognition and emphasis and reading fluency. And now I'm passed to Memphis to introduce the first intervention.
Okay, I'm Manfred, and let me introduce the first intervention. And the previous study shows that visual processing acts as an important role in Chinese reading development, and children with dyslexia show deficits in visual perceptual learning. Therefore, the deficits influence their performance in Chinese linguistic tasks. And in the present studies, it is suggested that the non-linguistic intervention program enable to enhance dyslexia people's reading performance. And for example, auditory tempo training and visual programs. Visual programs are emphasized to be able to train and improve perceptual and cognitive ability, which is beneficial to dyslexic children's reading and phonological development. One of the most representative programs will be texture discrimination training. In short, this is the TDT. And here is the procedures of VTDT. And during each test trial, observers first fixated for 500 milliseconds on a small central cross where the fixation letter T or L was displayed, then followed by a 300 milliseconds blank. The texture stimulus was presented for 36 milliseconds, subsequent to a blank interval, and then by the master for 100 milliseconds, which the stimulus to mask onset asynchrony, the SOA, was measured between the stimuli and the mask. The cross remained on the CRT until the observer gave responses, first responding the fixation letter and then indicating the texture target orientation, which is in horizontal or in vertical. And let me talk about the design of this experiment. All the participants was assigned to 2 training groups and 2 non-training groups respectively, each with 1 dyslexia and 1 control group. For the 2 training groups, there were 10 sections of texture discrimination tasks, and then for them in 4 weeks to help them familiar with the TDT. Before and after training, they had to complete several sets of reading measures, including the standard Chinese character recognition test, the reading fluency test, and the reference standard progressive metrics, as well as the TDT. In addition, a follow-up testing of all the reading measures were conducted for the participants in 2 training groups 2 months after the TDT training, as to investigate if training effect was long-lasting and maintainable. The participants in the 2 non-training groups participated in the same TDT threshold and all of the same linguistic measurements as the training groups in the pre and post tests. In the current studies, the results show that reading fluency performance was significantly enhanced in the post-test compared to that in the pretest for the participants with dyslexia, only in the training group. The improvement on reading fluency could be inferred as the three possible causes. And the first, temporal processing is a possible cause that underlies training effects. Past researchers have shown that TDT learning involves temporal processing to disentangle target stimuli from mask. Moreover, TDT training improves students' temporal processing speed and properly enable them to separate the target and mask rapidly within a very brief threshold SOA. Therefore, TDT may enhance reading fluency performance of individuals with dyslexia by strengthening their temporal processing ability. And the second one, the visual perceptual training strengthens visual span and peripheral visual field with a result to an advanced reading speed. The peripheral field in individuals with dyslexia is relatively weak and cause difficulty in processing the visual attributes and forming representations of stimuli presented in the peripheral field. So, visual perceptual training might be a potential effective intervention for these individuals with dyslexia. And the third one, about the TDT training might improve reading speed by building up their spatial attention abilities. Previous studies have suggested that developmental dyslexia had attention deficits, and there may be a causal link between visual spatial attention and reading acquisition. Next, I will pass to Kai to introduce the second intervention.
So the second intervention is the orthographic knowledge. The reason of the orthographic knowledge is first is because the finding of the past research, Chinese dyslexia children, they show deficits in the phonological processing and the orthological processing. Those deficits influence their reading on Chinese characters. And then the orthographic knowledge refers to understanding of the positional constraints and the role of the inter-characters or constituent of the phonetic and semantic. Semantic refers to both sides. It provides some clues to pronunciation and the meaning of the characters. And then the semantics of some of the reticles that is for indexing and accessing the dictionary. And then besides those reasons, the blueprints framework is the other reason why we choose the orthographic knowledge is the second intervention. And the blueprints is more than a plan of proposal. It shows a dynamic pattern of a serious and interactive process that both feed forward from data drive bottom up and the concept drive top down perspective. And then it has been tested in different languages, including Chinese. And then also it's emphasizing that all writing system encode language and activation the word pronunciation across all the language. The psycholinguistic and the cognitive processing schematic in the blueprints are consonant with model grammar of both spoken and written Chinese as set of element Chinese linguistics. And then the last point will be the most important for our presentation, word identification and word knowledge involving the convergence of orthographic, phonological, morphological, and semantic unit. And then the other picture, this is so the blueprint of the picture. We can see after the visual input that was directly to the orthographic unit and then the phonologic unit. But this is forward to the word representation, and then this one is backward to the phonological unit. That is the reason we choose the orthographic unit, because this is the first step of word recognition. The Chinese language uses a logical writing system in which the base orthographic unit, the characters correspond directly to the morphemic and syllables in the spoken language. Each character represents one morpheme and has one pronunciation. Although different characters may have the same pronunciation, that refers to the homophonic characters. May or may not have similar orthographic form, but they share the same pronunciation. For example, sick and sick, they look totally different, but they share the same pronunciation. The second one, sing and sing, they share the same pronunciation. Also, they look really similar. And another Chinese character is made up. Another one Chinese character is made up with different form of stones such as horizontal, vertical, and the compositional of the character, like forming of left, right, top, bottom, and that will show in the in the example later. There are lots of Chinese characters may look similar to each other that refer to the orthographically similar characters, which is so here they may not have the same similar pronunciation, but it's not really similar. Like the first one, pump and tam, similar orthographic structure but different pronunciation. Both sentence structure are similar. And then the other one is sing and sing. They're similar sound and also they share the similar structure. And then in the experiment, Long and Ho, they show the orthographic structure does enhance grade 7 students' reading and writing skill. The experimental group had outstanding performance in the protest and pre-test. All exercise is designed insights into orthographic structure of characters, words, and the analytic processing in composing for the experimental group. Pre-test and protest was employed before and after the training. And then And then here they separate to 2 sessions of training. The first one will be reading, the second one is writing. In the reading session, they will teach the student the structure of the characters and words, and then the teacher will assign short essay for all students every day for about 10 to 15 minutes. And then we're training the compositional of the characters, left, right, top, down, something like that. And then learning the analytic and scientific of phonic and semi structure in game-like activities. And then also emphasize the positive aspect of the permissible compilation and then rejecting the non-permissible compilation. Also, and then teacher will ask them to repeat reading the essay. And then writing training will be including understanding the structure of writing, distinguish and correcting errors of characters and words like heterographic and homographic errors, non-existing words. Enhancing morphological concept and then correcting a compilation as in the reading training. And the next few slides will have some example of the writing assignment. Like the first one will find the similar orthographic structure, like they share the same structure will be 4. And then this one will be the one I just mentioned before, that is the writing compositionally for the training compositionally as like top down, left, right, like surrounding or totally surrounding. Yeah. And then the other example, it's also an example of writing. So the training results does find out that the experimental group had a really good performance after the training, and then 5 out of the 9 constructs were significantly enhanced in favor of the experimental group, including essay writing, morphologically processing characters and word correction, test comprehension, and a reading aloud test. Based on those results, we can see the reliability is quite high. Only the test comprehension and then reading around test may be a little bit lower, but they still reliable and then still significant. And then also those results can show the orthographic structure training does enhance students' reading and writing, also the word recognition. And then now I'm going to pass it to Stella Lam to describe and then present the support plan.
As previous evidence and framework explain the function and effect of VTDT and orthographic knowledge on the children with dyslexia, the intervention based on this evidence to carry out 2 parts of training: orthographic knowledge training and visual training. They have 10 sessions of the reading training for a period of half and 2 months. The training time was about 1.5 hours for each student. It consisted of a total of 3 sets of exercise for reading, 1 set of VTDT exercise enhancing their spatial attention, and 2 sets of orthographic knowledge exercise for 15 minutes each set. Visual training aimed at improving the function of visual spatial attention to enhance perceptual learning, and that produced corresponding improvement in reading speed in young children. Orthographic knowledge training aims to understanding the structure of characters and words in the orthographic subunit of Ogi. This student will participate in an activity named Maze of Bogin. This activity improving their neurological processing such as analysis and synthesis to somatic Bogin. This was followed by the training in the compositionality of characters such as left, right, top, down, etc. From the activity called Pair Up the Partner. These sessions including two subclass in hardiness, compound characters each either to the left or right of the base form with each base item for each part. The base form will list two characters or more characters words according to the picture. The picture provides only the productivity of suffix morphological item, but not the previous one. Students could freely choose any 5 base form to produce as many left-handed 2 characters words as they could. Students expert in the training will be expected to learn how to analysis and synthesis of somatic Bogin in word recognition and character and word correction. If there is a successful progression from word recognition and text reading fluency, students will better apply lecture material in the authentic situation and have an enhancement in word recognition accuracy, text reading fluency. Most importantly, they can truly become lifelong enhance their reading ability and as a cornerstone for their school learning even after they graduate. Apart from reading deficiency, this intervention also aids writing enhancement, such as writing to dictation and sentence construction. For sentence construction, extending the effects of morphological process to build up a sense of a sentence construction from a single word to a sentence. Another training program may help students to understand the different sentence construction between spoken Chinese and written Chinese. They will help to detect missing elements in sentence and the use of the spoken form instead of the correct skill. It is because the Chinese is basically of the subject verb object sentence construct. However, written system and oral communication is very flexible, such as subject object verb and verb object subject are also dismissible. For writing to dictation, the ability to copy example character words correctly and effortlessly is integrated to writing to dictation, also important for orthographic process of Chinese. When individuals stop written in the correct subsequent order, who have the ability to detect the word, even a sentence. The result is depends on how student recognition accuracy and decontextual ability. To sum up our presentation, we conduct intervention training for children aged 5 to 7 with or at risk dyslexia in order to support their learning in primary school at Hong Kong. Even there have few organizations trying to prevent or intervene this situation. Unfortunately, special learning disorder has been increasing. Two studies evidence that VTDT and orthographic knowledge were significantly enhanced in word recognition accuracy and text reading fluency by improving the function of visual spatial attention, morphological processing, also character and word correction. According to this strong evidence, this training may significantly enhance their reading ability and as a cornerstone for their school learning. This is our presentation. Thank you. The following reference list will show below.